One of our core focus here at 284 Media is to bring the public up to speed on international relations, the international relations of the United Kingdom that affect us right here in the British Virgin Islands. By now, you would all know that the UK election happens this Thursday. And to tell us all about it is our special guest, Mr. Benito Wheatley. He is the Policy Fellow at the University of Cambridge's Center for Science and Policy. We're talking Brexit, the elections, and a lot more. Stay tuned.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Viewers, welcome back. This is another 284 exclusive. We're sitting down with the man himself, Mr. Benito Wheatley. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. So, Mr. Wheatley, always a mouthful to talk about when you come to the British Virgin Islands, and we're always so honored to have you because we see how well versed you are on international relations, and it's very important that the BVI as well understands those relations and how it affects us. Now, when we think about UK political relations, we must admit that we're not as versed or as familiar as we are with the United States politics, the Trumps, the Bidens. And again, it's very important that we understand because the UK is the motherland and essentially it all trickles down to the British Virgin Islands. So for the common man who may not understand, what's going on Thursday with the UK elections, just let us know who are the top contenders and maybe a little bit about their leadership styles.
Okay, well, firstly, the UK is the BVI's principal international partner. Mm-hmm. So what happens in the UK matters to us. The election is between the Conservative Party led by Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who is up against Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn.
Yes.
And also Liberal Democrat leader Joe Swinson. Mm. There are other parties, but they are smaller, or they are regional, such as the Scottish National Party.
Okay. And based on their leadership styles, what do you think, what can we look forward to? Who's in the lead, I should say?
Well, the polls right now in the UK suggest that the Conservative Party will get a majority in government.
And that is Mr. Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson.
Okay.
His primary policy goal is to get the UK out of the EU.
Yes.
Brexit.
Yes.
This is the big issue.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, Brexit has dominated a large part of the campaign. His current deal with the EU was one that he could not get approved by the Parliament, which is why he called the election in the first place.
That's the one he would have renegotiated, correct?
Yes, it's called the withdrawal agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is on the table with the EU is that the UK will leave the EU by the 31st of January.
Wow.
So Boris Johnson will try to follow through on that if the Conservatives win.
Okay.
If Labour wins, they would like to have a new deal negotiated and a referendum on whether to accept that deal or to remain. The Liberal Democrats do not want Brexit at all.
Wow.
Now, why is this important to us? Well, the UK is the BVI's advocate inside the EU.
Right.
When they leave, we will not have that advocacy on there that has been done on behalf of us by the UK.
Those are all the benefits we are afforded currently.
Well, there are lots of issues. We have benefits such as development assistance when it comes to sustainable development, climate change, but there are other issues such as financial services and tax matters. The EU does have somewhat of an aggressive approach when it comes to small jurisdictions operating in international finance. The BVI has been on their radar, although we are a cooperative partner. With the UK out of the EU, we don't know what will happen. They could be more aggressive, perhaps not. But the point is we won't have an advocate, and we will have to find other ways to engage the EU to have our interests met or to defend our interests.
Awesome. So when we think about these three contenders, clearly they have different agendas when it comes to Brexit. Like you said, is it in the best interest of the BVI for Brexit to leave with a deal or no Brexit at all?
Well, we want to have a good relationship with the EU. We want to continue to have trade, free movement. If the UK leaves without a deal, it will be very complicated for the UK and the overseas territories because the deal will cover both of us or no deal will cover both of us. So we'll be affected either way. So it's preferable for all parties that there is a deal.
Okay.
In the case of those who do not want Brexit, then if that were to be the case, things would remain as they are now, which is where we get all the benefits.
Our viewers, we have a lot more coming your way. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, but we're coming back with a lot more. Stay tuned. When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages. Welcome back, viewers. If you're now joining us, we are sitting down with Mr. Benito Wheatley. We're talking Brexit, the UK elections, which is upon us this Thursday. Of course, the direction of that election will essentially change a lot of things in the British Virgin Islands. So we're talking all those things. We want to get into 2020. And what do you think, based on, what you've been hearing, what you've been seeing, what do you think 2020 will look like for the British Virgin Islands under the leadership of all the happenings? Brexit, we have beneficial registers, ownership, and all of those things.
Well, the big question when it comes to the UK-BVI relationship is what kind of partnership will we have going forward? Will it be a modern partnership based on mutual respect and responsibility, or one where we diverge and our interests cause tension between us? It is yet to be seen, actually. We will have to see which party wins in the UK, right, and what their stance is. Now, what we do know is that the UK Parliament, in the previous Parliament, did approve a report, well, publish a report, I should say, on some of the things that the Foreign Affairs Committee thinks should happen in the overseas territories. Things like removing belongers.
That was explosive.
Yes, it's very explosive.
Yes.
Removing belongers status as a category of citizenship that's conferred by the territory government. Things like that that are very problematic. Same-sex marriage.
Yes.
Right? Essentially recommending to the UK government that they override the constitutions of the overseas territories to impose these things.
Impose. I like that you choose the word impose.
If we do not agree.
Yes.
This is highly problematic. Now, the Boris Johnson government has said, the Conservative Party, that their desire is not to impose things on the overseas territories via an order in council, which is a very blunt colonial instrument used to force overseas territories to do things sometimes. So will that hold? I don't know. The public registers issue. The policy of the Conservative government today is you should adopt them in the overseas territories by 2023. Will that change? I don't know. So we have to see what the election brings and how it all unfolds. Then, of course, the EU has new leadership as well. A whole new slate of leaders of the main institutions of the European Commission, the European Council, and so on, European Central Bank, and so on and so forth are in place. It seems that there may be a more aggressive approach in terms of global regulation on tax and financial services. That may not be helpful to us and other overseas territories that are financial centers. But again, we have to wait and see.
So all of this will be sure of post-elections.
We will see how it pans out. But yes, post-election will tell the tale.
All right, so just to diverge for a little bit, I know you are also here for the funeral of the late Honorable Ralph T. O'Neill, OBE. And I mean, this has been, I would consider it a territorial loss, a great loss for the British Virgin Islands. A man that would have served this territory for 40 plus years, and a stalwart leader that is. Just tell me what he meant to you and essentially what he meant to the BVI in your words.
Well, the late former Premier, Ralph T. O'Neill, OBE, was a giant of BVI politics. And I have tremendous respect for him. I know, and the sacrifices he made for the territory and his dedication to the people of the territory. I have a special affinity for him. When I was first interviewed to take up a post at the BVI London office, he gave the blessing for me to be hired.
Wow.
Right? And he took me into his office and he said to me, I have great confidence in you and the work that you will do representing us. And I will be forever grateful to him for that confidence that he expressed. And when he did come to London, he took me aside and sat me down and said, let me tell you about the vision I had for our presence in London. When he was a student many decades ago in the UK, he had dreamed of the BVI having its own mission there,
yes,
where students could attend and spend time, or BVI travelers or residents that would pass through could have a place to go. And also that we would have representation of our own. He was the leader that saw the purchase of the BVI London office in 2002, the cost of $10 million US dollars. He took a lot of heat for it, lots of heat. People could not see the value then, but he had the strategic vision to see how important it would be for us as a society that was growing and needed to represent itself to others in the world.
And look how that manifested.
And it's the best thing, in fact, I should say it is one of the best investments that the BVI government has ever made, and it was under his leadership. I mean, you must give him due credit for it.
Awesome. Well, tomorrow is the big day. We get to go, viewers, and pay our final respects. Mr. Wheatley, I would like to say thank you so much for joining us once again in studio.
It was my pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I am Javon Wilson, and this has been another 284 exclusive.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top up power?